One conversation at a time. No side chatter. This is something I heard recently in one of the videos by Michael Hyatt, an amazing leadership expert, a former CEO of a major publishing house, and someone whose work I've been following fairly closely for many years. He heard it from somebody else, he passed it down in this conversation, in this video, and it's one of the things that really kind of stood out in my mind, that it absolutely makes sense. When you're meeting on something, on a particular issue, and there's a set agenda, there's the priority that needs to be addressed, everyone needs to be there. All folks, not only physically, but mentally, have to be present. All hands are on deck. No emailing somebody else, texting someone else, looking up an app. Focus on what's happening in that room, in that space. Focus on that conversation, resolve that issue, and only then move on to the next one. Second part is something that kind of stood out as well. Respect people's time and know when to stop. I had a recent example at work here where my staff and I had a meeting that was planned, I think, an hour or so, and ended up lasting probably 3 hours. In the end, it was good because we went down so many different kind of paths and addressed a lot of different issues and brainstormed a lot of other ideas, but that's not what the meeting was called for. It was called to address one issue. Fortunately, or luckily enough, we were in agreement fairly quickly within the first 20-30 minutes, agreed on what needed to be done next. And then, as some folks had previous commitments and engagements, and we had a couple of fires come up, they left to deal with them, but the rest of us stayed. And it was mainly because of me, who just kept talking and kept asking for ideas and kept asking for suggestions and kept sharing some of my ideas and my directions. And the meeting ended up running for, probably 3 times as long. So I need to be mindful of that, and it's a good practice for somebody else, for everybody else to be aware of, is if you guys agree on a meeting that's an hour, if you're done quicker, end it. If you're not, try to make it that hour or close to it, what was planned for, what these people budgeted for on their calendars. And then let them go back to their jobs and deal with other responsibilities that they have. Respect their time and know when to stop.